You are about to hear The Frail, a standalone piece of speculative dark fiction. It is told through the eyes of a child, but this is not a children's story. It touches on the things society does to children under the guise of tradition and protection. If you are sensitive to topics involving control, shame, or bodily harm, please take care as you listen. The Frail. The frail, wingless and slow as a snail. The frail, tiny and small in scale. The Boy Scouts rhyme, clapping to the beat as they circle Gina and me. I pull her closer and keep my head lifted in pride. You're childish. Keep acting like you're 10, but I'm 11 and I know better, I tell them, as I spot my aunt on the balcony watching us. When our eyes meet, she turns her back to us and continues hanging the laundry to dry. Miko pokes his tongue out, spins around, lifts his shirt, and flashes his budding wings. They're still tiny stubs. You call those wings? They're smaller than my toes, I say. Gina tugs my sleeve and whispers, Don't provoke them, Nora. Provoke them? They're already treating us like gum stuck under the desk. I cross my arms and tell Miko, Tiny spiny. His lips pucker and his blue eyes turn a shade of glistening red. At least I have wings to grow. I do too. No, you don't, one boy says. You're a frail, and frails don't have wings. You're only good for having babies. I have wings, in her small voice, Gina stutters. B-boys, you're being rude. Remember your mums and sisters are frail too, and she's your usin, Miko. Frails have wings, you idiots, I repeat. Frails on the TV have wings. My mum says whores have wings and they use them to fly from bed to bed, the redhead boy says, stepping up from behind the 4 henchmen to stand next to the gang leader, Miko. Gathering all her courage, Gina tells him, A horse doesn't have wings. That's a unicorn, dummy. Oh, Gina. The boys burst into laughter, high-fiving each other as I glare at them and grit my teeth. It's not funny. Yeah, when you're the butt of the joke, Miko retorts. You know who's never funny? Frails. Of course, who's funny compared to your face and nubs? You win. Miko scrunches his lips. You're jealous of my wings. You wish you were a stout wannabe. I said I have wings. Show us, Miko dares me. He knows I have budding wings. I'm sure he sees the outline of the growth when I bend down. Why is he pretending we're enemies? We used to be best friends before he decided I was second tier. Miko turns around and starts walking away, all while telling his friends, She's lying, guys. My eyelids flutter, the ball in my throat enlarging and choking me. I peek at our building. His mum is no longer on the balcony. Only one adult neighbour is out reading a newspaper. He's Gina's great-granddad and he can't see past his nose. Fine, I shout at Miko, and he looks over his shoulder with a smirk. One of his eyebrows cocks up. The little poop is daring me. I turn around, put my hands under my blouse. No, Nora, no, your parents will kill you, Gina tells me, pulling down my top and stretching it. Stop it, it's my body. But she chews her lips and gulps, all her features contracting with anxiety. It's too late to back out. I roll up my shirt. I hear the redhead gasp and say, She's a whore! Before the boy is done with the insult, Miko pushes him to the ground and bounces on him with punches. I drag Miko away from the battered boy by the shirt. Stop it! When he finally lets go, angry marks cover his neck from the friction. His collar is torn, and his cheeks are the deepest shade of pink. I tug down my top and iron the new wrinkles with my palm, still panting and gasping for air. Miko jabs me in the chest, spitting as he speaks. I'm telling on you. You made me do it. He storms toward our building, and I chase after him. My head spins as I dart up the spiralling staircase, my heart about to leap out of my chest from panic. Stop it, please, Miko! He spins around and gets in my face. I have to grab the rail so I don't tumble back, as he stabs me with his finger. You flashed the neighborhood boys, and you disgraced our family. They're your friends, and you asked me to. I can ask, but you shouldn't do it. It's your fault. Now everybody thinks you're easy. You're a hypocrite. A hypocrite is better than a slut. You don't even know what that word means. I know you're it. When your dad finds out what you did, he'll kill you and you deserve it. It's not fair. It's not fair. Minutes later, I rub my cheek. It stings with blazing heat. While my eyes fill with tears, my mother paces around my room, back and forth, back and forth. Auntie stands guard at the door, her arms crossed. Are you enjoying the mess you created? Stop it! My mom snaps at me before I can plead my case. It's your body and your responsibility. If someone tells you to walk off a cliff, will you jump? Her arm swings back and I flinch, shut my eyes and brace for a pain that never comes. When my lids peel open, my mom is kneading her face, sweating through her blouse. She asks Auntie, what do I tell her father now? The truth. Let him discipline her. He'll blame me. Auntie chews her gum and throws her hands in the air. I don't want to say I told you so, but she's maturing. Shouldn't be hanging out with boys. It's improper. It's time for you-know-what. She's too young. The sooner the better. For what? I ask. Shut your trap, you little shit, Auntie snaps at me. On a wet pillow, I whimper until my chest aches and sleep overcomes me. Hours later, I wake up to a rustle outside my room. The lock clicks and the door opens. My aunt flicks the light on, blinding me, pain tearing through my sensitive eyes. Get dressed! Hugging my teddy close to my chest, I ask, why? No back talk, get dressed. Mom walks in, her face sombre and gaze downcast. We're going to the doctor. Why? Auntie snaps, always with the why, don't you know any other words? Just a check-up, Nora. Get dressed, Mum says. But I'm fine. I told you we should just call the wise healer here. Everyone hires her. But you wouldn't have it, Auntie hisses in Mum's ear, loud enough for the neighbours to hear. Who else did she inherit the obstinacy from, if not from you? Dad, may his soul rest in peace, used to say our mother gave birth to a mule. Please stop, I won't cheap out on my kid. She's my niece, and I care about her too, but you are spoiling her. Mum sits on the edge of the bed, hiding her face from me, her shoulders quivering with sobs. When I reach out to pat her back, she screams at me, her voice thundering and high-pitched. Now! I'm telling you to get up and get dressed. Move, you animal! In the back of a taxi, I'm squeezed between my mum and aunt. Mum dresses in black, holding the same handkerchief she had during Grandma's funeral. Auntie tells her, she's growing up. It's normal. It happens to all frail girls. Let's reschedule. Emotions are running high today, and I don't want this to be traumatic for her, Mom says in a whisper. If you want to postpone the inevitable and throw away your child's future, it's up to you. But don't come crying to me when no stout wants her. I can't believe you're having second thoughts after what happened this morning. Please stop. Dishonour is scarier than a scalpel, don't you think? Mom nods in agreement. Scalpel! Panic builds up inside me like a monster. My breathing turns shallow as I stare at the driver's grey and tattered feathers. The world turns, unsteady. The floor continues to spin as we leave the car and stand in an ancient elevator squished in a crowd. The lift is bumpy. An odd crackling noise echoes. An old man coughs, the stink of his sweat stealing my air. A woman soothes her baby with a hiss. Auntie rubs my shoulders and whispers, "Who's my brave girl?" I don't want to be brave. At the clinic without a sign, the receptionist picks his nose with the overgrown nail of his pinky and hacks a phlegmy cough. My aunt slips him an envelope across the counter, and the man nods back in understanding. He gestures for us to sit on stained Lawson chairs that reek. The neon light flickers with a crinkling similar to crawling cockroaches as we wait. I tug my mum's sleeve and whisper to her, "This place looks really scary." "There are scarier places," she says curtly. "I'm sorry. Mommy, I'm sorry." "Whatever happened is in the past. Don't bring it up again." "But you're still punishing me." It's not a punishment. It had to happen anyway, she says. The receptionist comes over, his toes dirty and exposed in old slippers, and signals for us to follow. Mom chews on her lips. I'll wait outside. I don't want to go, please. While I hold on to Mom's clothes, she shrugs off my touch. Auntie grabs me by the wrist, her nails digging into my flesh, and drags me into the examination room. Mom! She turns her back to me, sobbing into her handkerchief. Inside, a doctor with a discoloured coat, yellowed wings, and a greasy nose tells me to take my shirt off and lay face down on the examination table. My aunt orders me to listen to the good doctor when I hesitate, then claws at my top when I refuse to remove it. A hand pushes me onto the examination bed, and another pins my face down through the donut hole. All I can see are blurry sandals. It won't hurt at all, the doctor says. Cold stings my back before it turns into a numbing tingle. How old are you, Nora? 11. This is very wrong, he says, and tells my aunt, you should have brought her in a year ago. What's happening? Her mum was resistant at first. She was considering only binding the wings. The side effects worry her. What side effects? We've been doing the same procedure since the first generation and no one ever complained. She'll be good in an hour. It's good for Nora's health. In a few years from now, when she's having a baby, she'll thank you. Wings consume a lot of energy and draw all the body's nutrients to them. They leave nothing for the fetus. They cause horrible birth defects. Some friends of hers, may God forgive them, were poisoning her head with nonsense. They told her the benefits of folk medicine and not backed up by science. Everyone thinks they're a doctor. I wish they'd just let us do our job. A wave of agony drowns me. I scream. We're almost done, the doctor says. Listen to the good doctor, Auntie repeats. In the back of a taxi, I lean down the console between the two front seats. Under my top, I'm bandaged, scarred, and mutilated. Auntie tells my crying mum, she's growing up. It's normal. It happens to all frail girls. I've heard these words before. They're a mantra in the distance, a background noise as the wound on my back burns with crippling pain. Tears and snot drip down my chin. Lava smoulders in my chest and behind my eyes. It's unfair. It's unfair. I hate them all. Through the windscreen with hazy vision, I gaze at the crowded streets. I watch the frail stooping and the stout striding and soaring. Without wings, the frail appear dinky. They're hunched too, pretending they're small, as if they don't want to take up too much space or breathe more air than they should. The driver's flight feathers block my view, remiges extending and transgressing onto the front passenger seat. They impose on me and scratch my cheek. With my finger I draw a line over a feather's beige vein, then caress the smooth barbs. I hold the tip between my thumb and index and rip it out from the root. The driver roars, the car brakes, my body swings and my wound collides with the backrest. I scream, "What did you do?" Auntie twists my arm. "Get out!" The driver storms out of the taxi. He opens the door on our side to toss us out. A symphony of horns erupts, the traffic howling in anger at the driver. He shouts explanations back about the crazy Frail who plucked his feather. He's bothered about a feather. He should try having both of his wings ripped out before he decides who's the crazy one. The following week, in the living room, the family stouts are shirtless and watching a game of flight ball. Even Miko is there, flaunting his protruding baby wings. Meanwhile, I'm leaning face down on a beanbag since my stubs are still too sore. When Miko spots me observing him, he pokes his tongue out. "Go ask your mum when dinner will be ready," Dad says. Why doesn't he fly there and ask her himself? "Sure, Daddy." I trudge to the kitchen where my mom and aunt are sweating like hogs. They're snickering about something like what happened last week never was. Mum's stirring a pot of stew while my aunt chops a salad. "Hungry, love? Dinner will be ready at 7. Mum sends me a kind smile. A hypocrite. Help Auntie with the salad. My aunt hands me a chopping board, tomatoes, and a knife. It's sharp. Be careful. She doesn't want me cutting my finger by accident. A hypocrite. I take a seat at the kitchen table, slice vegetables as they continue to chatter. When I'm done, I dump everything in a bowl, then back out of the kitchen with the knife stashed behind me, then hide it in the box underneath my desk. After dinner, I lurk outside in the bathroom and bounce when Miko comes out. I whisper, "Do you want to see my new cool toy?" "Mom said I can't be alone with you anymore," he says, but follows me into my room anyway. At the last second, he holds onto the doorframe as if it's a lifebuoy and pretends a portal is sucking him inside. When I chuckle, he points at me and says, "You laughed, which means you're not mad at me anymore." I shrug. "Really? You're over it? A few days ago, you wished my wings to shrivel, dry, and fall off." "Water under the bridge." "A bridge that you'll shove me off of?" he asks and sits on my bed, bouncing up and down. "Dummy, I can't push you. You'll just fly," I say and wink. "Anyway, turn around." "Are you planning to stick gum in my hair?" he asks, but turns anyway. "Keep your eyes closed. No peeking." Struggling with the weight, I pull out the plastic box from under my desk, my stubs aching with the movement. Groaning, I tighten my grasp around the knife's hilt. "What is that?" Miko asks, peeking. "Building tools. I got them with my allowance," I say, slicing through the heat-sealed plastic blister pack of the glue gun. "They're proper tools." "Yeah, that's the point." "Why?" "I will build wings." His brows shoot up and his bottom lip juts out, then he bursts into laughter. "You've lost it. No way your mum is letting you do it." "Snitch, and I'll just come up with an even cooler plan," I tell him. "Are you going to help, or would you rather rat on me?" Either way, I'm going through with it.